Hello and welcome to Crowforest Reviews. So last time I talked about two of Hasbro's most famous franchises when it comes to making toy sales, but this time I thought I'd do something a little bit different. Instead of taking a look at a piece of media where the sole intent is to sell more toys, how about take a look at a piece of media where the characters actually are toys? I am of course referring to Toy Story, which you already knew when you clicked on the link to this video. So anyway, Toy Story. Back in 1991, Disney Studios had the bright idea of creating the first computer-animated motion picture. They kind of had a thing for being the first and stuff like that. At the time, it seemed like an impossible feat to accomplish. It's not that CGI animation was a complete unknown at the time. Hell, Disney even had some experience with it themselves, but it was very limited. The first use of CGI was in Disney's Tron, which was made in 1982. The film, while groundbreaking for the world of computer animation, only contained a few minutes of actual CGI graphics, and thus can be thought of more as a trial run for CGI, much like how Goddess of Spring was a trial run for Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Now, I'm not saying that to bash fans of Tron, nor am I saying it to bash fans of Goddess of Spring for that matter. They're both great films in their own right. It's just that as examples of the medium, they're not the best. But really, how could they be? Everyone has to start somewhere, and they were Disney's starting points for the respective mediums. But anyway, enough history. You want to hear about the movie and all of its charming absurdity. I mean, seriously, who could ever believe a concept as insane as living toys who can talk?
Shut up! I'm right here!
You shut up! Well, I guess I was asking for that one. So we start off with a bank robbery in progress being conducted by Mr. Potato Head. He is of course stopped easily by Sheriff Woody and is promptly put in jail alongside... Oh my god, what is that? Seriously, is that another toy or is that supposed to be a human? Anyway, after that pointless jump scare, we come to our obligatory opening credits friendship montage. After that's finished, the camera angle switches to the point of view of Woody, dropping the oh-so-subtle hint that maybe, just maybe, the toys might be alive. Yeah, that's about as subtle as me dropping subtle hints about what this review might be about. We kinda knew going in, guys. And indeed, a mere 2 seconds later, we get confirmation that the toys are in fact alive, as well as confirmation that the monstrosity from earlier was indeed supposed to be a human, with very much emphasis on the supposed to be. It turns out that today is Andy's birthday party. Andy, of course, being the kid, if you didn't already know that. This is significant because the toys all hold this deep-rooted fear that they will be replaced by a better toy and will end up in the Goodwill donations themselves. Well, gee, that's kind of dark. Obviously nervous about the party, the toys do the only logical thing they can do: send in the troops. Well, in the capacity of spies, anyway. This leads to what is admittedly a pretty awesome sequence, which I'm sure will in no way end badly.
Barbecue!
Ah! Holy crap! What is with the horrific imagery and implications in this movie? Isn't this a kid's movie? Oh well, maybe as living toys they aren't susceptible to injury.
Go on without me! Just go!
A good soldier never leaves a man behind!
So anyway, after that bit of nightmare fuel, the soldiers start to transmit the gift opening back to the other toys via toy intercom system. But, due to a little overexcitement from the resident dinosaur, the batteries pop out and they have to try to fix it. Okay, now that is a blatant ripoff of the Buzz Lightyear movie.
Make sure that the plus end went to the plus part and the minus end went to the minus part!
That would do it, huh?
Shameful. And the ripoffs continue as it's revealed that one of Andy's new toys is in fact Buzz Lightyear. Hey, stop writing those angry comments. I know the Buzz Lightyear movie wasn't made until later. So now it's time to set up the main character conflict in the movie. Woody is jealous because Andy is spending more time with Buzz now. Generic petty reaction to getting a new rival that we've seen a million times before. Buzz, on the other hand, has a much more interesting conflict. Buzz is not jealous of Woody, nor does he see that there's anything to be jealous of. He doesn't even know that any type of a toy rivalry even exists. In fact, he doesn't even think that he's a toy. He thinks that he's the real Buzz Lightyear, which raises some interesting questions. Does this mean that Buzz Lightyear is a real figure in this world? Well, if you go with the Pixar theory, then the answer is already yes. But there's a second and much more important question that this raises. Is this a common reaction for toys when they first become self-aware? And this leads us to still further questions. When Woody was making fun of Buzz for thinking that he was the real Buzz Lightyear, was Woody just projecting his own insecurities about being a toy onto Buzz? Was he desperately trying to forget about the presumably recent time when he first gained consciousness and thought that he was the real Woody? Assuming that there was such a historical figure in this world, which I'm inclined to think there was. And further, just when was it that toys first started to gain consciousness? And what was it that caused this major shift in the paradigm of reality? Well, again, according to the Pixar theory, it all started with Syndrome and his creation of AI technology, but that's not what we're here to talk about today. Though you really should read the article. Anyway, getting back to my analysis. Perhaps Woody's jealousy of Buzz can be explained not as Woody being envious of the extra attention that Buzz is getting, but rather envy of the innocence that Buzz still has, but Woody has lost. But of course, you're all thinking that I'm thinking way too much into this. After all, it's just a kid's movie, and I'm sure that any dark implications are purely coincidental. Holy crap! What the?
He tortures toys just for fun.
What the hell is up with this movie? This isn't charming, this isn't whimsical, it's scary as hell. Is this a Disney movie or an episode of Criminal Minds? I never thought I'd have to ask that, but I'm really starting to wonder. Okay, first of all, if this kid was in our world, he would be well on his way to becoming a serial killer. But he's not in our world. He is in a world where toys are living, breathing, sentient beings. So he's already a serial killer. And second of all, for fun? For fun? This sick bastard does this for fun? Oh well, it's not like anyone else can be as bad as him.
I don't see anything. He's there. Just keep looking at the torch.
Ah! What the hell? Okay, well, at least the rest of the toys don't.
This was no accident. Pushed by Woody. Let's string him up by his pull string. No, wait, I can explain everything.
Whoa. Slow down here. Okay, so let me get this straight. Woody gets jealous of Buzz, so he knocks Buzz out the window, where if he doesn't fall to his death, he will be at the mercy of the serial killer next door, and when the other toys see what Woody has done, they all form a mob to try to kill him. Is anyone in this movie not a sociopath? So after that, Andy grabs Woody to take him to Pizza Planet, and Buzz manages to stow away on the car, leading to this confrontation in the back seat.
Just want you to know that even though you tried to terminate me, revenge is not an idea we promote on my planet. But we're not on my planet.
Wow, that is con-level vengeance right there.
Revenge is not an idea that we practice on my planet. But we are not on my planet. Kark.
Don't mess with Buzz. Anyway, they finally make it to the Pizza Planet, where they come across a rapture cult.
Claw's our master. Claw chooses who will go and who will stay.
They come across a cult that collectively holds the belief that once they have been taken up out of their current plane of existence, they will be given a better life. But as with all cults that make such promises, it will ultimately end in tragedy. So after the LGM has been raptured, the Claw, or rather Sid, decides that there will be a second chosen to ascend to a higher plane of existence. The Claw grabs Buzz, but when Woody tries to intervene, the LGM stop him, not wanting him to interfere in the divine plan of the Claw. So Buzz and Woody are both taken by Sid, and he takes them home to have some fun with them. And say, we haven't had a horrifically disturbing scene in nearly 20 minutes. Best fix that.
Look, Janie! Hey! She's sick! Janie's all better now.
I sure am glad we put that scene in there. I'll be able to sleep much better now. Oh wait, no I won't! Well, at least we're done with the horrific imagery for a while.
Resistance is futile. We wish to improve ourselves. We will add your biological and technological distinctiveness to our own.
Ah! Okay, that does it. I need to start this review over again. This is a very different movie than I thought it was. Enter into a world controlled by fear. A world where no one is safe. Where your best friend will turn on you in an instant. Where kids are free to torture and murder as they please with no legal repercussions. Where sports seem like the only escape from this increasingly grim reality. Cowboy Vengeance. Buzzsaw Lightyear. Toy Story of Terror. So anyway, getting back to the movie, Woody sees an opportunity for them to escape, and they take it. But in the midst of escaping, Buzz sees a Buzz Lightyear toy commercial and understandably has an existential crisis. Clinging on to his last pieces of hope, Buzz tries to fly out the window, but is of course unable to, and he falls to his metaphorical death, realizing that his existence has no purpose. So, in a shocking twist, especially for this movie, it turns out that the hideously deformed toys are not actually evil after all, and furthermore, that they also hate Sid and want to escape from his tyrannical rule. But before they can come up with a plan to defeat their evil overlord, Sid comes back into his room carrying a box. Hey, wait a minute. Kids can't buy explosives. This means that his parents know about what he's doing and approve of him doing it, and are actually buying him explosive. Holy crap, it's an entire family of serial killers! So Sid straps Buzz to the rocket and takes him outside. Meanwhile, Woody and the mutants set out to rescue Buzz using what's actually kind of a clever plan. They make it outside, and this is where things get a little weird. Woody says one of his catchphrases without moving his mouth, causing Sid to think that his string accidentally got pulled somehow. But then Woody continues to talk without moving his mouth, in non-pre-programmed speech. I'm sure that we're supposed to assume that this is some kind of a ventriloquist act that Woody is doing somehow, but we've never had any indication before that the toys are able to do this type of thing. Personally, I think it's a much better explanation to assume that Woody never said anything at all, and that the mere sight of Woody where he wasn't supposed to be was enough to trigger Sid's paranoia, causing him to start hallucinating. After all, aren't all dictators afraid of those they oppress? Aren't they afraid that one day they'll rise up against the tyrannical rule? Also, it's been shown at multiple points during the movie that the taboo against toys letting humans see them move is stronger than any other force. How many times have toys suffered injury or even death rather than allow a human to see them move, even if it would have been easy to save themselves? But regardless of how it happens, Sid is defeated, and he flees back inside in terror, where he runs into his little sister, who will now use her newfound knowledge of Sid's new phobia to her advantage, no doubt tying him down in the basement and torturing him with her previously victimized toys. But of course, that's just speculation. What does happen is a very brief celebration before Woody and Buzz remember that they're late for the move out. Wait, did I forget to mention that they're moving out? They're moving out. So they chase down the moving van, ultimately lighting the rocket to catch up with it. Because, well, it's Chekhov's rocket, and we're gonna use it, damn it. So how do they prevent themselves from blowing up?
No! This is the part where we blow up! Not today!
Wait, Buzz could extend his wings and cut the tape at any time? So they were never really in any danger? Well, why didn't they just do that before? Oh, right, the taboo. So they land in the van, Andy's all happy and crap, and everyone lives happily ever after until the sequel. So what's my final sum up of the movie? This movie is terrifying! How is this a kid's movie? Okay, maybe that's a little harsh. How about something more positive? The animation is really good, at least when they aren't focused on the human characters, and for the majority of the time, they aren't. But as always, animation is not the most important element of storytelling. The two most important elements are character and story. And what do we have to show for those? Well, let's do a quick run through with our trusty homicidal maniac counter.
No!
Couldn't handle Buzz cutting in on your playtime, could you, Wood? Didn't want to face the fact that Buzz just might be Andy's new favorite toy.
Wow, that's a lot of homicidal maniacs. And as for the story, yeah, it's pretty messed up. But in a way, it's kind of the right type of messed up, and I do really enjoy it for that. So if this is your type of movie, great. Anyway, that's about all I have to say on the subject.